Guess what? It might not be your putting stroke that's causing you to miss all of those putts. So some of us have inherited our current putter from a spouse, a friend, a neighbor, a granddad, or someone we know. Some of us purchased a complete set of new clubs as a beginner, or what we might call a starter set, and it included a putter. Now, some of us have even taken the next step and made a significant investment in a bright, shiny new putter that looks good, smells good, and is ready for action. So the great news is that we're here. We've gotten started, we're out on the greens, and we're ready to do some putting. The bad news is that you could possibly be playing, learning, practicing with a putter that doesn't fit you at all. In fact, data suggests that most players out there are playing with the wrong putter. It just doesn't fit, since 95% of all amateur golfers have never been fit for a putter. And we have to remember, the putter is the most frequently used club in the bag, period. So in today's video, we are going to begin a discussion about the different characteristics of putters and how important it is to match those characteristics with your characteristics to make for a great fit. So let's get it. Now, there are two general types of putters. We will call them, one is called face balance and the other would be toe balance. Now, to be clear, lots of putters will fall somewhere in between, but these are kind of those two general buckets. So for now, we're going to just focus on getting an understanding of those, and then we'll go from there. But do remember that putters can kind of fall in between those two lines, okay? So this putter right here in my hand is what we'd call face balance. And an easy way to remember this is if you pick up a putter and you lie it in the palm of your hand with the shaft right across the palm of your hand, no pressure imposed, you'll see very clearly. The face of the putter is pointed straight up, face balanced. So what does that face up mean for us? Face balance means, it means when we take a putting stroke, the face of the putter, which is the part that strikes the ball, will want to remain square to the target, and that can be very helpful. Now, with face balanced putters, typically they're designed as such that the weight is more toward the front of the putter, toward the toe and the heel. This makes the putter a lot more forgiving on less than ideally struck ball. So if you strike, in other words, a lot of times, if a golfer strikes the ball during the putt, not right at the center of the face, but toward the toe or the heel, because there's weight there at those 2 points, the heel and the toe, as well as the fact that it's toward the front, it allows the putter to quickly stabilize, if you will. And so then the putt doesn't suffer too much because of it being poorly struck. And so that's one of the real advantages of face balance putters. So what you'll notice is that in lots of complete sets of beginner golf clubs or starter sets, if you will, almost all the time the putters are mallet style face balance putters, and that's precisely the reason. These are much more forgiving, as I mentioned, balanced, weighted toward the front of the putter, toward the heel and the toe, to help with those off-center strokes. And for a beginner or a new golfer, obviously, there are going to be a few more of those than once they get some more experience. So that's why those putters, the face balance putters, can be really helpful for those of us who are in those earlier stages and learning, and we're just kind of getting into the flow of things. So if you balance the shaft of a putter on your hand or your finger and the toe wants to point toward the ground, that's the telltale sign that you have a toe balanced putter in your hands, just like the one here. Now you can see right up front, like with the face balance putter, the face of the club pointed due north. But this one here, it's actually trying to open toward the camera, right? So we can see that this one definitely has some toe hang here. This also tells us that the center of gravity of this putter is not below the axis of the shaft, right? So it's just kind of hanging out there. And that's what it looks like. So that's the difference there. Once we found the balance point of that putter, that toe hang putter, you can see that the toe wanted to move forward, in a sense, and hang out. And so if you kind of think of it that way, it's easy to remember. So now, as a result of the balance of the toe hang in the putter, it's more inclined to open and close during a putting stroke, which is why these putters work very well for golfers who have developed, they have an arc in their stroke, inside to inside and that type of thing. the putter is actually going to open and close, almost like a door, if that makes sense, because of that weight toward the toe. It helps them to move along. Now, if the stroke is inconsistent with the design intention of the putter, that's where these mismatches occur. And so you can have an ideal putting stroke, and of course the putter is manufactured to ideal specifications, but if the two of you do not mesh, you will never be destined for a great putting future. And so it's why it's important to understand, just because it's a great putter doesn't mean it's a great putter for you. And that's what we really wanted to drive home here in this video. Understanding that it's the characteristics. It doesn't mean that either one of you are bad. It just means you might not be the right match. And now that we understand these two face types and how the weight is distributed and how the putter is designed to move, you can see very easily how pulls, pushes, misalignments, and all types of things can begin to happen if the putter that you're using does not match with your putting stroke. So it's really essential to understand these characteristics and plan accordingly. It's kind of like dating. There may be absolutely nothing wrong with the putter or the person putting. It's just not a good match between the two and the characteristics. So now let's talk about the different putter head styles. We've talked about the different types of balances, but let's talk about these styles just a little bit. So the original is the traditional blade. Now in their original stylings, these putters were very thin, hence the term blade. They were heel shafted, toe down, and were generally very flat and thin. This true traditional style putter is not very commonly used anymore, simply because other styles offer so much more assistance to golfers of every level. Moreover, they're typically a good fit with the old school in to out putting stroke. Think Ben Crenshaw. So it just doesn't match with a lot of golfers anymore. Moreover, these putters were built when golf putting greens were much slower, not the speedy racetracks of today. So the next step in design was the kind of blade toe hang putter that we've been discussing a little bit here. It's kind of the next step in the evolution. Generally speaking, there's kind of a 45-degree pull or hang with these, and they're still narrow, but not as narrow as the original blades. And they are designed to work well generally with those of us who have the arcing or inside to inside putting stroke, and they work really well. The mallet putter. Now again, most but not all are face balanced. There are some mallet putters that are not face balanced, that have a little bit of toe hang, but generally speaking, face balanced. In many ways, most mallet putters are designed to help you align your putt better. They are stacked with alignment aids of all sorts on the putters. It never ceases to amaze me, from circles to discs to lines to balls to arrows, you name it. There are oftentimes multiple alignment aids on just one putter. So again, the mallet putter works really well for lots of golfers out there, not just beginning golfers, but golfers who find comfort in having those ready-made tools right there, because those alignment tools also partner with the alignment and aiming points that are on the golf balls today. So all of these things can work together to really help you improve your putting. And so that's one of the real big bonuses, in my view, of the mallet putter style. So we know that those mallet putter heads are usually quite a bit larger, but they're also much more forgiving because of that balance where the weight is, that higher moment of inertia that we spoke about. And they typically match up with a straight back and straight through putting stroke, which is what many golfers develop, at least in the beginning stages of their golf journeys. So now that we've learned about putter types and putter head styles, I'm hopeful that you're seeing the importance of understanding the characteristics of these and how they can really play a difference in how well you putt or how well you don't putt. So I hope this information has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.